Fresh 99.5 FM and Atlantic Television Network. We wish you a Merry Christmas full of amazing experiences. Cheers to a beautiful year end.
Accentuated through the various stock exchange across the world, news about government opinions, stakeholders' analysis, and correspondence reports. Now the headlines. Banking stocks drops by 192 billion naira.
Ethereum price urge altcoin to rally in coming months.
Dangote refinery set to
from the line across the ocean to the land
in bank stocks, amongst other dragged by the overall capitalization lower by 192 billion naira. Especially FBN holdings dropped by 9.86% to close at 26 naira 50 kobo per share. Unity Bank PLC tumbled by 5.63% and 3.9 share respectively. Zenith Bank PLC also dropped by 2.35% to 35 naira 25 kobo per share, as Guarantee Trust Holdings Company dipped by 1.76% to close at 39 naira per share.
It holds strong above the price jumped. Major altcoin allowance is our first step and recorded significant movement in their value. Some of the known altcoins which have recorded notable jumps in their respective value are Optimism, Solana, Attributum, and Injective. Michael Van de Poppe, a well-known crypto analyst with a substantial followers of over 676,000 on the X platform, has recently posted about a few altcoins further price action considering the present market sentiment.
The Dangote refinery, a mammoth $19 billion project in Nigeria, is finally poised to commence fuel production as crude shipment arrives at the facility, marking a significant milestone for the country's oil industry. Quoting industry sources and tanker tracking data, S&P Global, in a report on its website, spglobal.com, said that the Otis tanker carrying a 950,000 barrel cargo of Nigeria's Abami crude set sail on December 6th and is currently en route to Lekki, the nearest land port to Dangote's offshore crude receiving terminal. The Suez-Maersk tanker, chartered by the state-owned Nigerian Petroleum Company (NNPC), symbolizes the initial crude supply to Dangote's state-of-the-art refinery as it gears up to initiate production. Revealed by a West African oil trader familiar with the matter, the S&P report said.
The Petroleum and National Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria said it is high time Nigeria embarked on a journey of the rebirth and reorientation as a country to tackle the numerous challenges facing it, noting that the country was at the crossroad that has resulted in hardship for many citizens. The oil workers said that an effective reorientation campaign was integral to achieving the process. President Festus Osofo said during the Association National Executive Council meeting in Port Harcourt, he said
federal allocation to state and local government areas may increase by 109.74% to 14.4 trillion naira in 2024. This is according to the federal government's revenue projection in its revised 2024 to 2026 medium-term fiscal framework. Based on these projections, disbursement of states and local governments have been predicted to increase from the 6.69 trillion naira projected in 2023 to 14.4 trillion naira in 2024. Revenue available 3% to 26.61 trillion naira in 2024 from 11.86 trillion naira in 2023. This projected rise in revenue is supposed to happen because the exchange rate effect, higher oil production projection, and the removal of subsidy. While presenting the 2024 budget to a joint session of the National Assembly, President Infrastructure Company, the listing of non-deposit-taking financial institutions as beneficiaries contravenes the Central Bank of Nigeria guidelines on electronic payments. It said, this is to bring to your attention that listing non-deposit-taking financial institutions such as switching companies, payment solution service providers, and super agents as beneficiary institutions on your NIP funds transfer channels contravenes the CBN guidelines on electronic payments of salaries, pensions, suppliers, and taxes in Nigeria, dated February 2014. It noted that while switches, PSSPs, and SAs may process outward transfers as inflows to banks, they are not to receive inflows as their licenses do not permit them to hold customer funds.
TCN's program coordinator in charge of the project, Matthew Ajibade, said when completed, over 1,000 megawatts would be added to the firm's wheel capacity. The projects are currently being implemented through the Project Management Office at the TCN headquarters in collaboration with both TCN field engineers and the DISCO technical team. The time for the completion of the project is May 2024 latest.
Accountancy giant KPMG on Thursday said it was looking into a merger of its UK and Swiss divisions to grow profits. We have started conversations with our Swiss firm to explore how working more closely together would bring greater benefits to our clients, people, and partners. Chief Executive of KPMG UK, John Bolt, said in a statement, together we would grow faster and be more profitable, do so in a sustainable way. KPMG rival EY recently failed in a bid to split its audit and consulting unit, causing its boss, Kamen Desibu, to retire a year early. EY last year said Janet Trukale would take over as chief executive from July, being the first woman to head the group.
Nigeria Employers Consultative Association (NECA) has expressed disgust over their planned exit of Prota, the Gamble PNG, not long after the GSK NAPCA exit Nigeria. The employers' body blames Strata's regulatory and legislative activities, insufficient infrastructure, and policy inconsistency for the difficulties faced by the businesses. Speaking NECA's Director General Adawale Smart Oyerinde said NCEA commends the federal government for supporting the small and medium enterprises and manufacturers through the disbursement of the 125 billion presidential palliatives programs. This strategic intervention is a proactive step in mitigating the impact of the multi-dimensional challenges currently being faced by businesses. It strongly emphasized the immediate needs for the decisive measure to help the ongoing trend of companies devastating from the country. While we commend the federal government for the disbursement of the intervention fund, we urge the quick and defensive action to arrest the continuous exit and divestment of legislation as organization in Nigeria. In the last few years, hit a toll strong bound like GSK, NAPAC, and other, and now P&G and some other local brand as other closed shop or diverted fully or partially. This regrettable departure will persistently disarm the federal government's effort to when established global brand like P&G cannot survive the environmental and regulatory onslaught. It is worrisome how many businesses will cooperate.
There are indications that more retirees will continue to experience shortfalls and delays in the payment of their pensions, accrued rights, and other pension benefits as the budgetary proposal for pensions, gratuities, and retirees' benefit in the 2024 appropriation bill declined 1.3%. According to the 2024 appropriation bill, provision for pensions, gratuities, and retirees' benefits in the 2024 budget proposal is 673.01 billion naira, down from 854.81 billion naira budgeted in 2023. However, while commenting on the last payment of accrued rights by the federal government, head of corporate communications department at PENCOM, Abdul Kadir Diheru, expressed appreciation to the federal government towards ensuring that accrued rights arrears are cleared, but he also stated government has done well in the past, but more needs to be done. It is a challenge and the Commission is doing everything possible to engage the government to offset the arrears.
National Petroleum Company Limited is to alter how its crude undergoes upright from next month, a step that traders said many make handling the nation's barrels more risky. According to the company's circular seen by the BOMEC, new NNPC will start pricing its supply against the monthly average of dated Brent and the physical crude benchmark. Traders say the switch will make the cargoes more prone to the kind of volatility.
A former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, has advised President Bola Tinubu against occupying the office of the Minister for Petroleum Resources, saying such arrangements will make it difficult for the country to hold the Nigerian Petroleum Corporation Limited accountable. Sanusi made this known while delivering his remarks at the Bank Directors Summit organized by the President. Becoming a petroleum minister is not a good idea. The last president was a minister of petroleum for 8 years. When I was governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, we had a minister of petroleum. So when I talk about the NNPCL, I could attack the Zani Madeke. Now, nobody can talk about petroleum because for 8 years, if you talk, you are attacking the president. We need that to buffer somebody. Has to be there. So a minister has to be there who is to be held accountable by Nigerians.
Nigeria recorded $11.11 million aggregated foreign exchange inflow in July and August, figure obtained from the Central Bank. Inflow in August 2023, driven mainly by increased inflow from the autonomous source. Foreign exchange flow through the economy record and
that the consumer remains resilient heading into big holiday season, and they are embracing every opportunity to manage their body.
Wish 99. Here's to a beautiful year end.
people into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
human trafficker.
Honorable they are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
welcome back to Atn Business, and this is the expert analysis segment. And joining us in the studio is Mr. in Cape George, a market analyst. So welcome, Mr. Nkem.
Thank you so much.
Now to a story. Against the backdrop for more exits in ground operations in Nigeria by some multinational companies, Nigeria's economy is expected to lose 300, including its share in the Abami oil field, to Nigerian oil energy company Chapel Energies. Explaining the decision, Andre Schulten, Chief Financial Officer PNG, said the decision is a result of the challenging business environment in Nigeria, as well as the difficulty in creating US dollar value. On his part, Equinor Senior Vice President for Africa Operations, Nina Koch, in a statement said Nigeria has been an important part of Equinor's international portfolio over the years. Now, Mr. Nkem, this is The stories of multinationals leaving the Nigerian environment have been on the trend recently.
Of Nigeria, one, due to insecurities, one, power supply that is supposed to help them produce more goods. You see them paying for power supply a lot. They are taxed with encourage innovations. So, for example, the GSK that is going out of the country is, look at that the producers of Panadol, of Sensodyne. So how would we cope? It's not going to help the Nigerian economy. Instead,